Got a Yamaha FX1. Oh my god.
And we're just putting it in the garage to get to work.
Really light.
I thought there was no engine in it, so that's why it's so heavy. There's an engine in it.
Not good.
You smashed your shin, yeah. I found the wheels that I was looking for. I didn't want to use that pallet, but yeah.
Nothing bad happens on JetSki, brothers. Everything is easy.
We need a stand for this Yamaha FX1, so we're gonna take this wave blaster out of here.
All right, so here we have our 1994 Yamaha FX1. They're a little bit more difficult to find. I don't know that you would call this a rare ski. They didn't make a ton of them. So yeah.
Jacob has mocked a 701 dual carb up in there, so we kind of know where the engine is, where it needs to be. That's all coming out so we can get this thing cleaned up, painted up. SBT is helping us out with this build. So we got some nice parts that we're gonna be putting on there. Should look pretty cool when it's done. Why does the FX1 even matter?
A lot of people will think it's rare, so it must be really good. It's just different, kind of like a smaller Superjet. And this is about the same size as a 550, and it just feels a little bit more like a Superjet.
This is more of a cross between a 550 Kawasaki and a Superjet square nose?
Yes. We could put a 760 in this thing. And I know a company that is really famous for selling engine parts, but we haven't really gotten any engine parts from them yet.
We'll look into that.
Say something?
The engine is being set down onto a wheeled part device.
I was trying to cut off all of your talking. Well, what I'm trying to tell you is, well, blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm trying to... This is a 62T Yamaha 701 dual carb, 70 horsepower. This originally came out of my 2013 Superjet. We're kicking around some different engine ideas. Josh is gonna go talk to SBT about getting a hotter engine package for this thing, and I'm gonna go clean it up.
Jacob's just prepping this ski for paint. There was some spider cracking in the gel coat. He's ground that stuff out. Gonna throw some stuff on there. Some stuff. Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna get that cleaned up, get this thing ready for paint.
Oh, it worked. Just now. Done. I don't want another all-white ski because that's a little boring, just another all-white ski. But I didn't want to spend 400 bucks on graphics, so we're gonna make it a little more interesting with some spray paint, and we got a stencil. Check it out. Don't get any close shots. It only looks good from 3 feet. Not there. We're gonna go on now to our custom turf. We've got this cool black tip stuff that we're gonna use. This FX1, they actually come with like a little indentation here where this is supposed to go. So this is getting chopped off. We're gonna customize this tray mat, but it's kind of a cool pattern, and it should go a little bit with this pattern too. And no, if they're not lined up, the bottom. Okay. I probably should be paying attention to the back.
Yeah, but you could.
Black tip. The paint job came out decently, not perfect, but definitely something you could do at home. Yeah, it's not a show queen, it's gonna get used. Turf came out really sweet, looks really good. I really like the adhesive that's built into these. It seems like this is really tacked on good, and I don't think it'll come off and it looks really cool. This is the piece that I chopped off because I shaved the tray moldings out. Right here is where I shaved the tray moldings.
I think that the work that you did kind of modernized the ski a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't do the perfect body work here, but this camouflage camouflages the imperfections. We've got a bunch of nice stickers, and at the very end, I'm gonna stick these on here, and they're gonna hide all the imperfections.
You mean from when you smash it when we put the engine in?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Is it better to try to make a ski look perfect or to make it so it can hide all the imperfections?
If you're the type of guy that lives on a lake and you got a nice jet ski dock that you can store your ski on in a nice garage, maybe you can chase that imperfection, but we're gonna ravage this thing on the salt water and it's never gonna have a chance at staying nice its whole life. So better to let some stuff go. It's so much easier to just go through life and have stuff that's beat up and be okay with it. So I think we did the right thing. I gotta go rebuild the pump real quick. Be right back. Just got finished rebuilding this Kawasaki 650 pump, which is what we're using in this FX1 with the SBT 72202B rebuild kit. And I've heard a lot of people complain SBT's cheap China, but those SKF bearings in there. It's good stuff. SKF bearings, we got our soulless 1422 impeller in there, and we're getting ready to drop it right in.
How and why are you using a Kawasaki pump on a Yamaha ski?
The stock pump is not very good, and it also did not come with this ski. And it's also really rare and hard to find. Only 1,500 FX1s were ever made, according to the internet. This pump is a lot better, and this is the easiest custom pump to put in this thing. If you take a look in here, I can show you what I did to make this pump fit. So this is an area where I had to carve out to get the 650 pump shoe to slide in there. This is something that you can find pictures of online, and they make it sound a lot easier than it is in real life. I wanted this to be the easiest pump swap that I could do, but it just did not work out that way. I ended up grinding through all the material that was in here to get the pump shoe to fit, and then I had to go and cut the tray open and add material on the other side. This is something that I already did before we started fixing up this ski and putting the turf on, so I didn't have to go back in and hack anything up to get it to fit. Fits perfect.
And now do you want some bolts? So here is the engine parts that we got from SBT for this build. We weren't trying to do anything too crazy, but we wanted it to be sort of nice and fresh.
So this is a Yamaha 650 case that's been bored right here by me to accept this 760 cylinder jug that we got from SBT, and they did a real nice job. 760 cylinder. I made a billet cylinder head, some domes I made. We've got some SBT pistons. These are cast with a Teflon coating on the sides. This whole top end package is off a GP760. We've got our remanufactured crankshaft here, as well as gasket kit and crank seals. We've got a couple different options for intake packages. First, I need to build the engine, and then we'll figure out some of these little details like the carburetor and exhaust setup.
Okay. Wow, this is nice. Has good turnage, has compression, I think. It's a nice cylinder head.
I designed it and it took me, I put over an hour and a half into designing that cylinder head. We got this nice girdle pattern on here that we're not using because they don't have any girdle bolts, but yeah.
It looks good. Has this weird adapter plate that Jacob made on there. I wonder what that could possibly be for.
Dun dun dun. I just put this engine together and put it in the ski without telling my film crew. Sorry, the engine's in. Blue fuel line from SBT. Just so happens to match the ski. We got two 44mm carburetors. Just a nice clean motor. Look at it right now while it's clean. So, we've got a Kaufman pipe. It's actually an FX1 pipe, so it's designed to fit in the ski. We're gonna need one of these. I had to come swing by the beach to get some parts to finish the FX1 build. I figured I'd show you what it looks like down here. Definitely do not want to be testing and tuning hood open and shut with it like that out there. Rummaging through all the scraps to try to find the right piece to plumb in that Kaufman pipe. I don't know. I'm sure there's something that can work. It's just...
Okay, Jacob just got back. Tell me again why you're using 650 cases instead of 760.
Well, the 760 cases, you just get the stock dual 44 manifold, and it's like the 650 case setup that I have, except for just way better. You pay like, what, 150 bucks for a set of 760 cases, or in my case, you just use the 650 cases and bore them out and make an intake manifold, and it's free.
So, the engine cases are the very bottom section of the engine. It's the part that houses the crankshaft, and also the carburetors bolt on to the side of the cases. So Jacob did something a little unorthodox and used a 650 bottom end, but the Yamaha 650, 701, and 760 two-stroke engines are all fairly similar. Layout-wise, they're almost like Legos and you can almost just snap them together. Not quite, but pretty close. And like Jacob said, he did some modifications to make that all work. Put together a 760 engine for that so we don't have to use this crusty old 701. Almost done with the final preparations for the first startup. And
I think we're done.
okay. All right, go ahead. What I was trying to say is it's a unique setup with the 650 cases in homemade cylinder head, and you saw it ran.
I'm happy it ran, but I mean, it's a brand new engine, so of course.
So it still needs like braking, tuning, and all kinds of other fun stuff. All right, me and Jacob just had a little powwow off screen, and we've decided that we'll run it again here in a few minutes, but we'll try to idle it down so we could really hear it clunk along. You know, that chug. We'll see what we can do. Play with it a little bit, and not too much because you know we're not hooked up to we're on water. We're not hooked up to hose. So he's doing a quick retorque on the head bolts.
23 foot-pounds. You got to do it a little bit differently with the JSB billet head. You can't use a torque wrench because if you do that, you can't get it right. You lose the human touch. Oh, I just had to run a handful of things fall into the carburetor.
I don't know if it caught that. I gotta close that stupid door.
I'm pretty pleased with it. What do you know? When you get a brand new engine and everything from SBT, it fires up and works.
You sound like somebody with experience putting together garbage engines that don't work very good.
Oh man.
One of my biggest takeaways here is how well it ran without too much of anything. That was really the first anything we did. We didn't do any off-camera adjustment or fiddling. That was just it working straight away, which is pretty rare around here, to be completely honest. These carbs on here they might look ugly, but they're freshly rebuilt with these SBT carb rebuild kits and the jetting and setup specs that Jacob has. Shout out to SBT and Black Tip for sending parts for this build. And obviously we're interested and excited to get this thing out on the water. However, conditions right now are not conducive for testing. Although it seems like it's summertime from some of our videos you've recently seen us publish, those are filmed at a different time and are from a different time period. We're deep in winter here, so.
Dorothy's house is about to fly by with a witch on a broomstick, you know?
How do you guys think that this FX1 turned out? Do you like it? Do you care about the Yamaha FX1?
If you do, vote with your likes and comments and views and stuff. If there are any other low production number skis that you would be curious about, leave a comment below. Do you like the weird, obscure stuff? Let us know.
This, I don't have anything to say.
Watch this video that might be of a Polaris Octane or a Sea Chariot or a V8 video or something.
You want to see Chariot? Okay, I'll put that. It's really old, but
An old crusty gem where everything's crappier.
I really need to redo that one. That's a horrible edit, but
Yeah, redo that
interesting
crappy
project.
Sea Chariot video.